What's up, everyone? I'm Megan Avery, and welcome to BossFM Now, where you know you can always count on BossFM to deliver the latest and greatest in pop culture, politics, and whatever is buzzing in the streets. We do it for the culture.
That's right, Megan. And because we know that you have your phone in hand, we need you to go ahead and download that Boss FM app and follow us at Boss FM Radio on all social media platforms so that you can stay connected.
Today we've got a new episode of Self-Care with David Medina, Indie Streets with Harvey, and a discussion with our contributors. Let's get into it. For our first story of the night, a Bowling Green State University student died last month during a fraternity hazing event. This death has now been ruled an accident by authorities. Stone Foltz was rushing Pi Kappa Alpha when the group gave each pledge a bottle of alcohol on March 4th. They encouraged each to finish a whole bottle. Foltz did and was found unconscious by his roommate. He was then put on life support where he actually died 3 days later. The university has charged Pi Kappa Alpha with violating 6 code of conduct rules because of this event.
Wow, that's truly sad, man. These organizations need to find some new ways for initiating people. In other news, let's dive into some self-care tips with contributor David Medina.
Thank you guys in the studio. It's your host David Medina, BossFM Now. Now, I know it's been a crazy year with everything going on, quarantine, lockdown. Restrictions are about to ease up pretty soon, but people still got their own problems to deal with at home. External factors they can't control. So, I wanted to do something to get your mind right real quick. So I brought you guys the self-care countdown. Let's hop into it. One sweat workout movement gotta get the blood flowing. For 2 hours a digital disconnection. I know it's hard, we're in a virtual world. Step back away for a couple hours. 3 for 3 minutes of gratitude journaling. You gotta focus on the blessings. 4 for 4 short breaks during the work or school day. You gotta step away for a little bit. 5 for 5 minutes of meditation. 6 for 6 minutes of visuals and affirmations. 7 for 7 hours of sleep at night, at least. 8 for 8 glasses of water every day. We're mostly made up out of water, so it's only right. 9 for 9 servings of fruits and veggies every day. Gotta stay healthy. 10 for 10 minutes of power nap. You gotta take a little recharge sometimes. Now that's it for the self-care countdown tips. I'm your host David Medina, BossFM Now. Now back to the guys in the studio.
I'd like to welcome David to our newsroom. So David, out of all of those tips that you shared with us, which one will you be implementing in your life?
The water one for sure. I mean, I'm sipping water right now, and then working out for sure. I gotta get my blood moving, gotta get it flowing for sure. So, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
How about you?
Definitely more sleep. Getting at least 7 hours, and I believe it was writing your blessings and affirmations out, man. I feel like that can really go a long way.
Thank you, David, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Moving right along, Jacarious, talk to us about the mental health training for officers.
Yes, politicians in several states have introduced legislation that will now change how law enforcement handles those undergoing a mental health crisis. In California, officials are requiring officers to complete college courses on psychology and mental health. New York also put forth a measure that would mandate officers to complete a 32-hour course that would include de-escalation training, according to several sources. The measure follows an incident in March where police killed 41-year-old Daniel Prude in Rochester, who was undergoing a crisis when officers placed a split hood over him and pressed his body to the ground until he stopped breathing. A similar incident occurred with Angelo Quinto from California. Quinto was experiencing a mental health episode when his family called the officers to their home. The man died in the hospital 3 days later. In both cases, family members called the police to deal with the crisis when they were not adequately qualified to do so. Man, that is, I hate hearing about these senseless killings, these unnecessary killings of people, but I will say that I am looking forward to seeing the change that these college courses and these classes these officers have to have on, them handling these situations. What about you guys?
To be honest, Yeah, I agree with you like 100% on that. I mean, mental health is definitely a big um, problem in the U.S. for sure, and the way cops will deal about it, I feel like those classes are very needed. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely something that we as a country often overlook, and because of that, we suffer a lot from its results. Well, moving on to other news, contributor Harvey Cruz has a new episode of In the Streets. Let's check it out.
So hello, as we journey through the days, let's talk about what's going on in our towns and states. Once more, let's dive again in these streets. According to a report from NewJersey.com, Governor Phil Murphy has announced this week that self-service stations such as buffets and salad bars can open up again. The order takes place immediately. However, buffets are still barred from places like restaurants and casinos for the meantime. Due to vaccine rollout and implementation, more steps are being taken to ensure the safety of citizens as more and more things begin to open up. Also, mac and cheese lovers will be excited for the Hoboken Mac and Cheese Festival this Saturday on April 10th. The event will be a food crawl with multiple locations instead of the usual one-roof gathering. The event starts at 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. Check-in ends at 3:30, and the event will help Party with Purpose, a Hoboken non-profit organization supporting children's initiatives. Harvey Cruz, BossFM Now.
So, Jacarious, how do you feel about the fact that you might be able to sit down and have a buffet dinner pretty soon?
Well, I'm a little skeptical about it. I actually went to Golden Corral and got takeout. Everybody looked like they were spread out, but I definitely do know like the health issues surrounded around that, especially in these times.
And how about you, David? Same question. How do you feel about all of this?
Yeah, definitely. I feel the same way. I mean, it's been like a whole year we're dealing with this COVID thing. I mean, germs are a big factor. I mean, if you're the first one there, like for sure, like go all out, sit down and stuff. But, if it's like later on in the day, I'm going to be like a little skeptical.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for your comments about that. The women of basketball, specifically the WNBA, are celebrating 25 years with new uniforms for the court. Let's check them out.
Hello. Your uniforms are here. Ooh. 25 years. 25th WNBA season.
Those are jerseys, so shout out to Nike.
Oh. Do you see the material? We done come a long way, okay? Uniforms.
Got a little grunge action.
I feel like these are gonna look crazy on the court.
Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, this one's tough. These shoes are fresh.
Oh my God, these are cute. And then we got the black, biggie, black.
I always wanted black uniforms in Chicago.
This is the Rebel Edition. Oh, I like that.
This is my favorite.
Probably my favorite one.
Maya, you gonna try this on?
Love that it says equality.
This outline is a map from Marcus in DC.
I like the marble on the side. I cannot wait to get on court and wear them. So excited to wear them.
So, David, what did you think of these uniforms?
To be honest, I think they're pretty dope that they have like so many options to choose from. For sure. For taking like 25 years to like finally switch it up, that's a long time.
I would say so too. How about you, Jacarious? What did you think?
Just piggybacking off what David said, it took them 25 years. The number 25 stands out the most to me because 25 years seems like such a short time for this organization to have been around, man. I mean, that's just crazy. But I am glad that these women get to share this experience among the league. They look like they had some pretty good sponsors for these jerseys, Nike and Converse. Those things must be top of the line.
So, David, what do you think about what this means for women's basketball as a whole?
Well, to be honest, I know, that it's never like equal pay for them. WNBA gets paid like $100,000. That's like 1.5% of like, what NBA players get paid, which is like averages like 7 million. So, I mean, there's no difference there. So, I mean, the jerseys are cool though. They look dope. So, That's all I got to say about it.
How about you, Jacarious? What do you think this means for women's basketball?
Well, I definitely can't say much just going off of jerseys, but I can say that the league is trying to show some appreciation to their players. And hopefully the players are happy. They look like they were happy in that video. And hopefully more things will come out of this, to showcase these players' hard work.
I know I saw a tweet a little bit ago that was comparing the men's and women's basketball workout rooms, and the weight room for the men was beautiful and full of everything you could ever want, and the women's one comparatively just looked really sad. And I can't help but think about that when we look at these things, because these jerseys look beautiful, and as you guys both said, they look really nice, they have amazing different colors, and they have really good sponsors. But it almost kind of feels like a cover-up a little bit, because we have had all these instances very recently also where we have seen the disparities between the male and the female teams. So I like them, and I think that they're really cool, but also I feel like we need to be giving them more than just some new jerseys and calling it a day there.
Right. I think I saw you guys are from Chicago and LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
They did have what was it, Chicago, LA Sparks? That's their team, right?
Yeah, that's right. LA Sparks.
What about Chicago? What's the women's basketball team name there?
Oh, I can't tell you that. I'm not a super huge basketball fan, so I'm sorry for the women's Chicago team that I can't remember your name right now.
Well, hopefully you can make up by going and purchasing one of those jerseys.
You know what? You are so right.
Well, unfortunately, this is all the time we have for our discussion tonight. Let's jump into our next segment called Entertainment Corner with CJ Atkins.
Thank you, guys. I'm your host, CJ with Boss FM, here to present your Entertainment Corner. Let's get into it.
Rap legend DMX remains on life support after suffering a heart attack last week. While sending his well wishes to DMX and his family, rap mogul Master P suggested that DMX's situation is exactly why the hip-hop industry needs a union.
All the stuff that we could have prevented for DMX to help him. And I feel like hip-hop needs some type of union. The NBA have it.
Wow.
What happened when a guy fall off? After he done sold millions and millions of records, even a female, what happened? We need that. And so I think it starts with education. I want to really just start educating our people.
According to sources, former Olympian and reality TV star Caitlyn Jenner might be considering a run for the mayor of California. A recall election is on the table in California after organizers for the campaign were able to gather over 2 million signatures. Caitlyn is said to be meeting with several Republican advisors at the moment, including Donald Trump's former campaign manager, Brad Parscale. And that concludes your Entertainment Corner. I'm your host, CJ. Back to you guys in the studio.
David, what do you think about Caitlyn Jenner running for mayor?
To be honest, it's very questionable for me. I mean, she doesn't have any political, background experience. The only thing I've seen her in is a reality TV show and, Olympic star, and that's about it. So it's very doubtful for me.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. But moving on to our next story, Jacarious, tell us about the ban the Texas governor just made on vaccine passports.
Yes, on Tuesday, Governor Greg Abbott banned government-mandated vaccine passports in Texas. The Republican governor signed an executive order that prohibits state agencies or organizations receiving state funding from requiring proof of vaccination to receive services. The movement follows a similar motion from Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, who also banned vaccine passports last Friday. Although there are currently no plans announced for the United States federal government to require individuals to provide a vaccine passport, the ban serves as a preventative measure for Republican leaders. Abbott explained his decision in a video announcement, claiming that his residents are returning to normalcy as vaccination efforts increase without treading on Texans' personal freedoms. Now, being from Texas, hey, right on, yeah, freedom, right? Guns, beer, liberty. No, JK, this scares me just a little bit, right? Texas has had one of the highest cases in this this virus, so hopefully things don't go too much further south for us. Well, in other news, we're waiting to hear that kettle scream. Rebecca, what's the tea for tonight?
Welcome to Tea with Becca. Grab your cups, take a sip because the tea is here for you. And today we're going to talk about Paul Pierce and how he was recently fired by ESPN after he went on Instagram Live with a whole bunch of exotic dancers in the background. Personally, I saw nothing wrong. I thought he was just living his best life and he was in the comfort of his own home doing whatever he wants. A lot of people in the comments I was reading were like, oh, he deserves to be fired because this is not the actions that anyone who has a specific platform like he does should be doing. And I'm confused. What was he doing? Because regular people and other celebrities do this every day and half of them get praised for it. The only problem that I do have is that Paul Pierce went to Instagram. He's using his social media in a way to highlight what he's doing when it can backfire on you so quickly. And we've seen this with so many celebrities. Not a lot of people think like me. A lot of people are going to be bothered by certain things that you do. Me, I'm very unbothered by what he did. I saw the Instagram Live and I looked at it and I went about my day. But other people are going to have a completely different reaction than I am. And that's all the tea we have for today. But don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow.
So, Jacarious, what do you think about this man getting fired?
Well, Paul Pierce had a very reputable representation on, I believe, the NBA's show. I think it was like the halftime show. And I know that a lot of people probably looked up to him, and the NBA probably wasn't too happy with this decision to go live on Instagram with strippers dancing around. But hey, he got a new job out of it, so maybe not all is going bad for him. What about you guys?
To be honest, it's weird to me because, as like Rebecca said, other stars get praised for like this type of activity. I mean, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion get #1 for like WAP or something, and then like kids are looking up to that. So I mean, it's kind of unfair for him to get fired. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys for all of your contributions tonight, and thank you so much, David, for spending the night with us. We will see you soon. Our last story of the night is about St. Louis's new mayor. Tashara Jones, the St. Louis treasurer, has won the election on Tuesday for mayor. She is the first black female mayor of the city. Jones has criticized the city's criminal justice system from the past administration. Her main focus during her term will be on curbing violence, especially the killings that have been going on in St. Louis. Jones pledges to bring in more social workers and mental health counselors to help with this change. She will also be attacking racism, as it is one of the biggest issues plaguing St. Louis. But unfortunately, everyone, that is actually it for your BossFM Now today. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard for more of the latest and greatest. If you'd like to rewatch our show, as always, it will be available for replay on our BossFM app and on all our social media platforms. Thanks again for tuning in, y'all. It's Megan Avery.
And I'm Jacarious Stanley.
Have a great rest of your night.